Welcome to Let's Talk About Google Classroom. This brief tutorial is an introduction to Google Classroom, how to create a class, and how to add your students and create an assignment. I'm currently using Google Classroom. That is just a regular Google account. If you have G Suite for Education through your school system, you will use that account as you sign on, and you'll see the difference in a minute when I click to create a class. In the meanwhile, please consider subscribing to my channel to get up-to-date information on when I post a new tutorial, and press the like button before you leave. So I'm going to go to the plus sign here to create a class, and then I'm going to create a class. And again, because I'm not using G Suite for Education for this tutorial, it's going to give me this notification, and I just have to say that I'm not using Classroom at a school with students. If you're using G Suite for Education through your school district, you will not get this pop-up. So I'm just going to click I've read and understood because I'm not using this with students, and I'm going to continue. So the first thing I'm going to do is give my class a name, and I'm just going to call it Let's Talk About Google Classroom. Now, if you have a section, you can put that. The subject you can put, and we're just going to put technology. And we're just going to choose that. You don't have to choose the things that they give you as choices. You really don't even have to fill in that section. You probably want to put section if you have more than one class. That's the same class name. I personally just give each class a different title instead of worrying about the section. So I'm just going to go ahead and create. So now what it's doing, it is creating my class for me. You have your class open. The first thing you see is your stream. So across the top, you have your stream, you have your classwork, you have people, and then you have grades. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to change my settings because this is my stream here. And what happens is that with the stream, you have announcements. Anytime you post a new assignment, it pops up. Students can post to the stream. And I don't like for the stream to get too bogged down with a bunch of information. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to turn my stream off because I don't want my assignments to post to my stream, because the students can go to the classwork tab to see all of the assignments. So I don't need my assignments to post to my stream. So I'm going to go where it says classwork on the stream. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to hide notifications. So that means when I post an assignment, it's just going to show up in classwork. It's not going to show up on that main page. Now, if you prefer the assignments to show up on the main page, you won't change your notification. Again, it's just that there's so much information that starts to pop up on the stream, and it starts to get a little messy and a bit disorganized. So I want to take those notifications here off. So you can have your students post and comment to your stream. If they have questions, you can leave that on. But then I have something else personally that the kids can communicate with me on. And so I'm going to put only teachers can post or comment. That way, the students will not miss any of the announcements that I post that are pertinent to the class on the stream. After I do that, I'm going to hit save. So now I've gotten my settings. If you notice here, there's a code. That's the code for your class. You can share that code with your students to have them join your class. You can go to your people section, click add, and then you can add the names of the students that you want to add to your class. So we're just going to add a person to my class. Click add and then invite. And so now it shows invited. So once that person logs on to Google Classroom, they'll see the option to join my class, and then they will join. Again, if you don't want to type all your kids in, or if your kids are not automatically loaded for you through your technology department, you'll share the code here with your kids. And then when they sign on to Google Classroom and join a class, they'll use the join code, the class code. So now that you have your class set up, Now we're going to create a basic assignment. So to create your basic assignments, you want to go to classwork. You want to hit create, and you want to give yourself an assignment. So I'm going to give my assignment a title. We're going to call it autobiography. I will give the instructions here. Please introduce yourself in 5 to 10 sentences. So I'm going to go over here. If I want to give it a due date, I'll give it a due date. So we're going to say it's due tomorrow. If I want to give it a time, normally I'll tell my students something is due by 11:59 p.m. on the day that it's due. And then after that, I'll go to assign. So now the autobiography is listed in the classwork section on Google Classroom. If I hit autobiography, it gives me the date and time that it's due. It shows me the instructions, and it shows how many students have turned it in and how many students I have signed to. So that's your basics of Google Classroom to get you started. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Thank you all for joining me. Hasta luego.